Welcome to Complexity Made Simple. My name is Paul Allen, and the subject of today's newsletter, well, we're going to give some advice to green belts and black belts. So it's green belt, black belt advice. And here's what I want to say to you. Learn why instead of learn the why instead of the how. Now, this is a piece of advice that I give to all of my green belts and black belts, and it's about learning about the power of Six Sigma, because the why is where the money is. Learn why. Now, before I go into the details here, just a reminder, please give the like button a tick before we go any further. Subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you want to join in with comments about any part of this video or any other videos that I've recorded, please leave me a comment. And if you want me to record anything else, please ask, mention a subject, and I'll try and do a video for you. For those of you that want to give me a downward tick on this video, you're the most important people I want to hear from. I want to know why you disagree with what I'm saying, because it adds to the discussion and builds our understanding, both for me and for you. So please leave some comments if you'd like to discuss any of the subjects that I'm bringing up. So learn the why. One of the problems, especially when you're going to be certified as a black belt or as a green belt, most of the questions that you're going to come up with and all the exams that are formally out there on the internet, they're going to want you to know how. So for example, I don't know, let's just pick a tool. CPK. They're going to want you to know how to calculate CPK or how to calculate CP. And it's nice to know that, but quite honestly, think about it. What am I going to do? I'm going to let Minitab or SPCXL do this. Do I need to know how? Not really. Let's talk about why. Let's talk about why I do CPK. See, and this goes to the heart of all the statistical tools. People learn statistics at university and it bores the pants off them. Why does it bore the pants off them? Because they learn how, they don't learn why. Now, let's talk about why do I want to do CPK? What does CPK do? Here's what it does. Why CPK? It predicts my long-term defect rate. It predicts my long-term defect rate, and here's the killer, with a small sample. So why do you do CPK? Well, here's why. I can take 30 data points, and what can I do? Predict the next million that are about to come off the machine. I can predict tomorrow with this thing. It is the most brilliant thing to know, CPK. By the way, it contains standard deviation. One of the things that's in there is standard deviation. Why do I want to be able to calculate standard deviation? People don't understand what it means to calculate standard deviation. What does it allow you to do? Standard deviation allows you to predict tomorrow with relatively small samples. Small amount of data, predict tomorrow. You should never switch a machine on and not be able to predict the defect rate for today, tomorrow, and the next day, because standard deviation and CPK does that. Now, that's why You need to know this because that's about how to make money from CPK. Why do you do a DOE? Why do I do the DOE? Because it's the fastest way to get knowledge. In other words, it's the fastest way to make more money. That's why you do it. Now in DOE, there is an awful lot of important stuff actually, which is in the how. Not so much how you do the calculations, but how you physically do a DOE. It's really important to be good at that. But you know, why do I use statistics? Because it helps me to make more money. That's why. But specifically, you've got to say, each tool, you should say, why am I using a run chart? Why do I use a histogram? Why do I use CPK? What's it for? Why would I use a multivary chart? So there's 7 quality tools. Why would I use a flow diagram and a cause and effect diagram? Why? How really doesn't matter. You need to know why, because each time you know why, you'll know why you're pulling the tool out of the box. You'll get brilliant at using these tools really well, and you will become a money-making monster, because that's what green belts and black belts are. They have the technical capability to fix any technical problem. That's why they should be highly paid and highly respected. But you will only become a money-making monster as a green belt or a black belt if you learn why. Why do I do a proper sample size? Why do I do a t-test? Why do I do design of experiments? Why do I use a statistical process control chart? Why is the important thing? Because why tells you how much money each tool is going to make and what it's going to do for you in your project. What I see an awful lot of green belts and black belts doing, they've learned how to do it. But when they do a project, they don't know which tool to use because they don't know why. You've got to learn why. Take a look at each tool. By the way, too many of the Ready Reckoner little books, you know, Six Sigma for Dummies and things like that, what do they tell you? They tell you how, they don't tell you why. Take a look at your list of tools, every single one of them, every diagram, every statistical calculation you're going to do, and ask yourself, why am I doing this? And then you'll understand, and you'll become, as a green belt or a black belt, you'll become a money-making monster. Now, if you want to know more about why, if you want to buy my book, Drink Tea and Read the Paper, you can buy a copy from lulu.com. You can buy a hard copy, or you can download an electronic version from lulu.com. I'll leave the links in the text below, but in here I don't talk too much about how to do these tools. There is some of that in here, but there's very little mathematics in this book. It's all about why, because if you know why, you'll get the right tool in the right place. You'll get projects that are successful. You'll make processes just perform like you wouldn't believe, and then your green belts and your black belts will help you to make more money, because that's what it's about. Always ask the question, why am I doing this? Why do I use this tool?